We're here in Toronto at the Share the Road Ontario Bicycle Summit, talking with Howard Chang from Top Drawer Creative, who is also the chair of the fundraising committee for the Milton Velodrome, as well, and a long-time cyclist. Howard just happened to mention back in the early 80s when we were both involved in starting the Ontario Mountain Bike Committee. So anyways, Howard, you just did a little presentation talking about website makeithappen.ca, and I just wanted to get an update from you on what is happening with the velodrome and the fundraising.
So we're currently in the major donor phase of the fundraising. A lot of these capital campaigns are really in multi-phases. The government obviously is a big contributor to the capital costs. Town of Milton's involved. We've already had a number of very significant major donors associated with the Le Domestique Cycling Club involved. And we're still about $4.5 million short right now. So right now, although there is the website up and there is also social media supporting it, the bulk of the money is coming from people that are passionate about the sport, willing to commit to some pretty significant dollars. And once this process sort of kind of reaches its nadir, we're going to start actively engaging the public. What's incredibly important is that the public and the cycling public are engaged, because we ultimately not just need to raise money, we need people to use the facility as well.
Now, you're talking in your presentation about the value of the velodrome, not just for developing more elite Canadian riders like Tara Whitten and Zach Bell and Clara Hughes and so on, but as a way of just developing more people riding bikes.
Yeah, I see the velodrome as kind of like a vector drug to get more people into cycling. When you look at the UK and the Australia models, they used their success on the Olympic stage really centered around what they did in the velodrome and through those facilities to build fame for the sport. And by building fame for the sport, they captured people's imaginations, ridership went up. As ridership goes up, politicians respond. They start doing things like, oh, well, we better build facilities. There's so many cyclists on the road. And when you look at UK, if you look at what happened in Australia, they've created multiples of impact in terms of the number of people actually using bikes now.
So what's the timeline in terms of, I mean, the velodrome is expected to open September 2014. Timeline for the fundraising, what are you expecting, or what are you hoping for in terms of this last $4.5 million?
Well, I mean, there's two things that are going on right now. Obviously, we have to write a big check in September 2014 to Infrastructure Ontario, because they're actually funding the construction of it. There is a little bit of room to be a bit short, because the town of Milton has agreed that they will take donations over a period of 3 years. You know, obviously, as a fundraising committee, we can't be the bank. So in ideal scenario, we have all our funds raised by then. We have a little bit of latitude, but we're pretty confident what we're going to get there.
Okay. So I guess the best thing is for people who want to get involved is to visit the website, makeithappen.ca.
There's a few things we'd like people to do. I mean, obviously, major donors are obviously welcome to write a big check, and we're very happy to do that. And there's many ways that can be done that have a great tax benefit. Individual donors can come in and just simply do a donation online at makeithappen.ca. But what we would also like cyclists to do is mobilize your club. Morning Glory Cycling Club ran a great film night showing the Bradley Wiggins film. They were able to raise money through some grassroots efforts like that. If every single club, and there's hundreds in Ontario, raised $1,000 each, we are well on our way to making that target.
Okay, and besides actually contributing, is there anything else people can get out of it in terms of tax relief or recognition in any other way?
Well, you know, it's interesting because Town of Milton is actually very flexible when it comes to things like in-kind services. There's a number of companies that have stepped up to offer in-kind services, construction companies, facility services providers. So they're very flexible that way. So we're really open to discussions with anybody who wants to jump in. We don't want to say no to anybody. We're really willing to have those kind of conversations.
Good. Well, thanks very much, and hopefully next time we talk to you, you'll be further along the fundraising.
Thank you so much.